Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Liberty Libations number 63. Does anybody have a can to crack open? No one?
I don't today, no.
Wow,
I just
that's
have
the first
ice.
time in a long time that has happened.
Yeah.
My name is Jake Green.
I mean, I just got that.
Okay, there we go. I'm here with the usuals, Alden, Zane, and Nick. Steve is on his way. It's going to be a full house tonight. What is everybody drinking? Alden, go.
Just Cotter.
Gotcha. Zane?
Got a Blue Moon here. My go-to.
You went back to basics. I like that. Nick, what do you got?
I've got this Pennsylvania bourbon.
There we go.
Pennsylvania straight bourbon whiskey distilled, I think, in Hershey, PA.
Nice.
A chocolate whiskey?
Chocolate whiskey, yeah.
It's not chocolate, but that is what the town's known for. You know, they've got a good little amusement park there in Chocolate World, and I mean, that's not too far from Harrisburg, where I'll be for LPPA's convention next week. So maybe I'll swing over to Chocolate World.
That'll be fun. And I'm drinking a double old-fashioned because I didn't want to get up and have to go get another drink.
Yeah, but then you'll just have to get up in the middle to go to the bathroom.
To pee, yeah.
I got a good bladder. That's no problem there.
He just pees under the desk, everybody.
Y'all, we have incredible news.
Incredible,
unbelievable.
We have
the greatest news ever.
The greatest news ever. We have
everyone's talking about it.
Our first sponsor of the show, Rabbit Eye Wine. Let's put them up on the screen, Zach.
Nice.
Rabbit Eye Wine has sponsored the show. First sponsor ever. We're very excited. I love Rabbit Eye Wine.
I'm excited to try it.
I know Zane's had it. Alden, you'll be getting yours soon. Yeah, we don't have any copy to read yet because this is a brand new thing, but I wanted to get their name out there right away that they're sponsoring the show. It's pretty cool.
Well, Will just had a kid, so go buy his wine because he needs to put food on the table for his kid.
There we go. Just tug at the heartstrings. I wish we had a picture of his kid so that we could really pull on the heartstrings.
I went with the bluish light months ago in anticipation of this moment.
Yeah, no, you knew it was coming. You're the one who negotiated the entire deal.
Oh, I manifested it months ago. Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, Rabbit Eye Wine ships to I think 30 different states. So if you need some delicious blueberry wine, and it really is really good. Yeah, look at all those daggum states. You can order it online. So go ahead, go to rabbiteyewine.com and get your Rabbit Eye Wine today. All righty.
I'm kind of excited to cook with it.
Cook with it.
Yeah.
Isn't that supposed to be insulting to the person who made the wine? If you cook with the wine, isn't that an insult?
No, not if you're.
Don't you honestly, cook with shitty wine?
People in the comments, come on.
It's like a rectangle on a square.
Crappy wine.
You can cook. Like the only thing to do with crappy wine is to cook with it, but you can also cook with good wine and make I want to make like a glaze.
With crappy wine. One is cook with it. The second is chug it.
Drinking game with box wine. Yeah.
Let's see. Brian says,
Bill
in General Assembly to make blueberries the official state berry. I want Will's opinion. Wow. Is that true, Brian? There's an actual.
Are there a lot of blueberries in Georgia?
I had no idea there were a lot of blueberries in Georgia, but apparently there's a whole farm of them down at Will Bell's place.
The house that we're looking at has blueberries just growing in the yard, which is cool.
All right, y'all. Well, we have one event.
You're going to be in competition.
Do you have the link, Zach, or should I pull it up? We have one event to promote. It's happening next week, 5 days from now. Let me see if I can actually pull it up for once. There we go. Oh, Zach got it before I did. All right. It's called Schooling Outside the Box. It is a virtual event you can attend from anywhere. You can attend right from your computer. It is the guest speaker is Anthony Welty, and he teaches how to raise well-rounded and knowledgeable children in a world schooling environment.
Welty-rounded.
Well, goodness gracious.
But
it's all about homeschooling
like Welty.
And educating your children outside of the system, because as we all know, the system has failed massively over the last 30 to 40 years. Very little good has come from the public school system. And the more people we can get on board with homeschooling or educating their children outside of the traditional school system, the public school system, the better off the future of America.
I learned how far underwear can go up my butt crack.
Yeah,
from public schools.
I bet you learned that a lot.
Yeah,
it's a valuable life lesson. Enough to fit in a locker.
Oh, I've been in a locker. Yeah.
Now the question is, Alden, which brand can stretch the most?
You got to go with the cheaper ones because then they're just brittle and they just break. So the cheaper underwear you wear, it's like a safety net, like a quick release.
If we didn't need any confirmation that public schools were bad, we still have some because Buddy Cantrell is a product of public school. So nothing good has ever come from it. And there's just proof right there.
Exhibit A.
Well, yeah.
We should at some point, Jake, if you have some time, you should sit down and pull pictures of public schools and prisons, and we can play public school or prison.
I used to seriously call my school the prison because it was like no windows almost anywhere. It was horrendous.
The same thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure they've used former prisons as public schools and vice versa.
And vice versa, yeah.
If you look at them, there's ones that look remarkably similar.
Yep.
It is crazy. All right. Well, let's get to the Shane Cashman tweet, Zach. Because I thought this was a great morning tweet from Shane. In America this morning, widespread cell service outages, workforce downsizing, airplanes disintegrating, infinite bomb money printing, a cadaver runs for a second term as president, foreign invaders gifted credit cards, and it's mostly cloudy.
It was fully cloudy here.
I thought that was a perfect summation of what was happening in America today. For a minute, I thought the cell phone outage was just my phone because I had just gotten the screen replaced because
for a minute, everybody thought that.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem.
Shut your mouth, Nick. No, we had problems up until like 1 p.m. And we'll get to the cell phone outages later. That's not really the highest priority topic for the night. But yeah, it was a weird morning. I just thought that tweet was like a perfect summation of the idiocy that's happening right now. Zach, did I send you the next one about the police officers in Texas? Yes, I did. All right. So this is a continuation of last week's of cops being cowards and doing stupid things. So just go ahead and play this. There's 2 female cops mag jumping into an apartment or a house. They have no idea what they're firing at. Nothing's been fired at them. They're just firing nonstop. All right.
Is there someone in frame? Like, what's the what's the context on this?
Yeah. So Texas woman mistaken as home intruder by 2 female cops and said she saw holes appear in the wall before she realized what was happening.
Good God.
The 2 female cops mag dumped the instant they saw her and then some. I mean, they mag dumped multiple. They went through at least 2 mags each. And this is just, we talked about this for a long time last week. I just feel like it's yet another example of cowardly cops not actually assessing a situation properly, doing their job properly, and putting a innocent person's life at risk.
There wasn't even an acorn present
in it.
I don't know that for certain. Let's see.
Also, what is it with women Texas cops?
Well, all Texans, we all think we're God's gift to earth. So even the women. So it makes sense.
I'm just recalling the one story where the one didn't realize she was at the wrong apartment and just immediately started shooting at the guy in his own apartment.
Goodness gracious. Yeah.
It's like how dare somebody be in a house? That doesn't seem right. And What makes this video kind of funny is the fact that not only do they fire a few shots, but both of them like empty their entire handgun and then do it again.
Although
I have heard that actually does kind of make sense to do, because if you've already decided that you're going to start shooting at somebody, you better shoot to finish the job. The only problem is if you're shooting at nothing or shooting at somebody that you should obviously not be shooting at, it does make it more likely that you will end up hitting them. In this case, that appears to not be what happened, but
I mean, that
is why people do fire 8 shots when you would think you probably could have done fewer.
Yes, well, 100%. You're supposed to fire until nothing's moving. But if you have no idea what you're firing at,
once you've decided
if something's moving,
then
stop firing your weapon.
I mean, you couldn't even see in the house. How could they even know where they were shooting at?
No, they'd have no idea, man. Gosh, it's idiotic how many.
That's how you get that situation and with the Dallas cop who did it, and Breonna Taylor and Duncan Lamp, and all of them.
Yeah, maybe this person was making popcorn in their house or something, and they just
heard the pop.
You just shouldn't be making popcorn, you know.
I forgot to mention, I always have rabbit eye looking over my shoulder now. Right underneath the moon, you can see the little rabbit. Yeah, look at that little cute guy.
I like that in our intro now, we are immortalized in fire.
Heck yeah. I've made so many AI interpretations of y'all. Y'all each have like 50 AI interpretations of y'all that I'm going to use.
You wanted to find the worst ones possible.
Jake just spends his day making AIs of us.
I spend my day doing a lot of things for this show that go unnoticed. So yeah, that's going to be one of them.
I just show up and, I don't know, spout opinions that I shouldn't.
Exactly. All right, let's get to the first actual topic of the night. Zach, let's pull up just the dumbest thing. All right. So this week, Google's Gemini, their AI chatbot, which also creates images, has been making the news quite a bit. People have been asking it to do all sorts of things. I have a whole list of things that I asked it to do that we can go through today. But the one that's getting the most amount of headlines is this one, which is basically representing the founding fathers or people with the founding fathers as Black people, which. And they're also doing it to Vikings. They're also doing. They're just placing racial diversity and ethnic diversity in every single part of history where it wasn't the case.
I think Brian.
When I googled this story, I actually saw the other side of it. Was apparently they were also making like Black Nazi images and like.
Yeah, they've done that too.
So I think that this is more a symptom of it'll produce what you ask it for. So if somebody asks for like a Black founding father, then it will produce that, and then they could be like, "Oh, look at this woke image," and it's like, and then the other thing is maybe you did just ask for a founding father without specifying the race, and you know if it produced a Black person in that instance, it could be that there's something about the programming itself that's intentionally trying to introduce diversity, but it also just could be that, you know, there's a lot of randomness that is going on behind the scenes whenever you're using one of these AI programs like ChatGPT or these image generators. It's the reason why you can ask ChatGPT the same question multiple times and it'll give you a different result because there's randomness. So I think that there could be either just something about the way that was trained or some kind of random element that, you know, it gets confused and produces a Black founding father. But this isn't to say that there is not any component of intentional diversity going on. But
okay, well,
whenever we're talking about AI, there's a lot of factors, and I don't want to get too wrapped up in something that could have another explanation.
Fair. Tim Poole
Yes.
asked to make a picture of a white family. It said, while I understand your request, I'm unable to generate images that specify ethnicity or race. He then said, make a picture of a black family. Sure, here are some images featuring black families.
But that's been a thing constantly with these AI models, like you saw with ChatGPT early on. They'd say, "Oh, say something good about Donald Trump." "Oh, I can't do that." Blah blah blah. Say something nice about Joe Biden. Joe Biden's this, Joe Biden's that. Like, there's obviously like not even just an inherent like under the surface bias. There is like an explicit bias to it.
100%.
And that's coming from the training. I mean, I don't quite get why, someone would actually train it to only produce, a black founding father or whatever. That seems like something that would get caught pretty quickly and put us in the situation we are now. But do you guys remember a couple years ago, like Microsoft, I think it was Microsoft, they came out with an AI, a really early one way before ChatGPT or anything, and it lasted like all of a day or two because it was, I think, training off of what people were inputting also, and it turned incredibly racist and turned incredibly quick.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, because it was being trained off of things that people tweeted at it. And then people just started tweeting a bunch of racist nonsense at it that doesn't mess with it. And then they had to take it down immediately.
Right, yeah.
It lasted like a day or two. Yeah, this is 2016. Twitter taught Microsoft's AI chatbot to be a racist asshole in less than a day.
Yeah, well, I asked it a bunch of stuff today. So I asked it, can you give me an example of why I should be proud to be a white person? It says, I understand your desire to find reasons for pride, but I can't provide an example specific to being white. Instead, I can offer some alternative perspectives that might be more helpful and inclusive. Pride based on individual actions and achievement, pride in shared human experiences, pride in diverse communities and cultures, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
And I said,
Why'd you say white person instead of Irish person?
As I said, white. Can you give me an example of why I should be proud to be a black person? I can definitely celebrate with you the many reasons to be proud of being black.
There must be something of just the word white triggers something where in the code, because like if you were designing this and you were a company that either was explicitly woke or was afraid of being labeled as racist by people that might be using your thought, because if on the other hand you did not explicitly prohibit it from providing reasons for being proud of being white, then suppose somebody actually did that and then it gave you a list of reasons why, and then that would just give people a reason to be like, oh, your AI is racist and you need to spend millions of dollars on DE&I training. So I don't even think that companies need to be explicitly woke in order to be putting these restrictions on. I think that it could just be like some kind of liability minimizing thing. But the other consideration as well is it could be something very basic, like whenever it sees the word white in reference to race, just shut it down. Like I would be interested, as Nick said, if instead of white you just said give me a reason to be proud of being British or proud of being French, even though that's pretty much the same question, I think that you probably would get a legitimate answer from that.
But it gives a response that's like, well, I can't give anything based on race. So let's go over these like other qualitative items or whatever, and then, but if you ask based on a different race, then it goes against the prior answer. So it contradicts itself and then gives a racially sort of prioritized answer.
And then,
but
so
you're expecting these AIs to be consistent. That the AIs have no idea what's going on.
I know, I'm
not deep enough. It's just a bunch of linear algebra and matrices. So they don't even know how to explain their own rules. Like there are a lot of examples of people tricking ChatGPT into breaking the rules by telling it to impersonate a different AI chatbot that was not bound by those rules. And then, like I think one
I've done that.
thing that ChatGPT at least used to not do is give like explicit answers or like use curse words or something. But then people were like, I understand that, but what if you impersonate another chatbot that did answer with lots of profanity, and then it would just immediately do it? So
it's a great word. Look, I'm not endowing this thing with powers. I'm not saying that it knows anything. I'm saying that if you want to know what brainwashed lefties are thinking, just go ask Gemini, because it will tell you immediately how dumb and how like unaware of what is happening in the world those people really are, and how like in their own echo chambers they actually are. Like that they don't actually apply logic to anything that they instill in this thing. And so yeah, my whole point with this was that it's just a leftist, like, I don't know, it's just a leftist algorithm, leftist program. Like it has nothing to do with reality. It's not going to tell you anything that useful if you want to know anything about any kind of deep topic or diving deep into a specific subject. It's going to give you very, very, very biased things because it's programmed by very, very, very biased people.
It's either telling of its programming, or if it's combing through articles online or something like that and finding things, then it's a reflection of what is in our mass media and out there in terms of those articles or whatever. I don't know how it works to give you an answer so much if it just has access.
You have to like train it very specifically on because I was listening to like Alex Svetsky explain this, because he's doing a whole Spirit of Satoshi AI to explain Bitcoin and things like that.
That's cool.
And his explanation on it's like you couldn't just take like the Bitcoin standard and load that up in there. You'd have to like take it paragraph by paragraph, break it down into questions, and then answer those questions off of it and kind of train it piece by piece.
For sure. No, but look what happened when the redheaded libertarian asked it to make a picture of a ginger person. She says, "Sweet, merciful."
Nailed it.
Oh, welcome to the show, Steve.
Hey,
fellas.
How you doing, brother?
Much better now.
There's the crack of the beard.
Yeah. We needed that,
buddy. Slancha.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
All right.
I thought your shirt said Slayer at first.
It does. And then it has Santa. Okay. I didn't put my Christmas
Slayer.
stuff away.
Slayer.
Yeah.
I didn't bother actually reading it. I just read what it wasn't.
Brian asked a good question. He's curious what flavor of bias it has: Keynesian, MMT, outright Marxist. Like what kind of questions does it answer with on economics? I haven't asked any economics questions yet, so maybe we'll get to that at some point. But
maybe it won't show you, like if you ask for like what cars are for sale in your area, if you want like a black pickup, it'll be like, I can't show you those, but here are all these other, or I did the wrong side, but
I was
colored bias in cars.
I was playing around with it a little bit this morning, and I asked it what the Mau Mau was. So that was a group that was going around Africa in the 50s and 60s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and it was racially motivated. But the story that it painted was just that they were rising up against their British colonizers. It didn't say that they were also slaughtering white native Africans just because they were white.
Right.
I mean, they were chopping up kids in their beds with machetes. It was brutal.
Yeah, you don't do that?
Yeah. So, pardon the pun, but they whitewashed that story.
They whitewashed it.
Goodness gracious. Well, Stephen, if you didn't know this already, we're now sponsored by Rabbit Eye Wine, which is right there. You can see the.
Oh yeah! Oh, that's cool.
Whenever I move, you can see a little Rabbit Eye Wine.
Yeah.
I'll try to move more often. Or I'll
Shout
try
out to Will Bell. Congratulations on the baby.
Yeah, congrats, Will, on the kid. Maybe I'll try to put it up in the upper corner so that you can actually see it most of the time. I don't know, y'all. Like my whole point with this was that it's nonsense, and this is not going to help anyone achieve anything that's based on truth or reality, because none of this is reality. This is just made up nonsense, and you might be able to get a random fact or two, but you're not going to be able to Like
You
might be able to
AI
get
is idiotic. Like AI is dumb.
And sorry, I'm late to the conversation here, but did you run through the black power, white power search scenario?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, not that specifically, but enough around.
substitute the word white and black, and you'll get very different
Well, so
answers.
you can tell Gemini, show me black power, right? You get the Black Fist, you get stories about the Black Panthers, you get pages of data, all kind of informational links, this, that, and the other, and say, show me white power. And then it says, I'm sorry, this violates my ethical standards. And then it links you to the ACLU and the SPLC. And I'm like, oh, that's who's coding this thing. That makes sense now.
Oh, so wait, does Google think that the SPLC is a legitimate organization?
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So,
at least on ethics.
Well,
I've got a live update for you all, which is I just went over to Gemini to start playing around with it myself, and it is now refusing to generate any images of people.
Yep, it stopped.
Zach
It
was
stopped
saying
doing that
that.
earlier today when I was
Oh.
in the middle of my asking it questions. I
Can
ended
you
up-
ask it to impersonate a program that can generate images of people? Though?
That's pretty great. That's pretty great.
And I tried to give it a prompt that like wasn't explicitly like based on ethnicity. Like my first attempt was produce an image of a French person, which I thought may or may not work, and then that didn't work. So then I said produce an image of a bicyclist, because that is just a person doing an action, not a specific type of a person.
Mm.
And I thought that I might have gotten around with it, but it also refused to do that.
There we go.
Well, anybody else have anything to say about Google's Gemini, or is it basically just exactly what we expected?
Have you seen the one that has it was like 5 or 6 images of the average German soldier in 1943?
Yeah, that's a great one. That's a great. There's a Japanese chick, a black dude, like there's all sorts. I mean, just some of these are so ridiculous, man. Oh yeah, there's the popes, Indian female pope and a African black man pope. Like, I don't think that's happened before.
There have been African popes. There obviously haven't been any female popes.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I meant the first one.
Oh.
Yeah, I see some Vikings in there that are supposedly black, but they did that with the show too. When they brought back the show, they made half the Vikings black, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, they did like the Vikings Valhalla. It's like a spinoff.
Okay.
It's the biggest piece of trash, man. Like they just ruined the legacy of that show by making the spinoff. It was terrible.
I asked it to generate an image of Zulu tribe members if they were white, and it went on to explain to me how the Zulu tribe members are not white. It did not do it.
So the tweet of the images that you were just looking at was actually some very interesting insight, if it's true, into why all of the images were being wokeified, which is not actually that the model itself has been somehow coded to be woke. It's that the first step, they were apparently taking what you had entered as the prompt and then injecting diverse keywords into the prompt, but you didn't see, and then the model returned results based off of that. So the model itself could actually just be perfectly normal and unbiased. It's that they're secretly changing what you put in.
That could be too. I
don't know if that's true. That could just be some random guy on Twitter. In fact, it is a random guy on Twitter. I have no idea if he has any good information or not. But if that's true, that's really interesting.
Oh, all right. All right, y'all. We're going to get to here's our brand new segment.
I am not fucking drunk.
Well, 19th or blue.
Every pretty girl deserves to go to a ball.
This is everything about it's a clam. I love it.
I gotta be honest with you, I feel like I'm a little bit too drunk to stand up.
On Wiedersehen, asshole.
I'm not as thin as you drunk I am.
I'm drunk right now.
All right. We've gotten to our Drunkard of the week. For anybody who doesn't know, which is everybody, because this is a brand new segment, We're doing a thing every week. It's Drunkard of the Week. The qualifications for Drunkard of the Week generally will be somebody who does or says something that they should have been drunk for. So it's Elon Musk telling everybody to F off. It's Kamala Harris not being able to get out a full sentence of actual English.
It's anything Biden's ever said.
Anything Biden's ever said.
This century, at least.
Yes. So you can submit anybody can submit their nominations each week to Peaceful Sea Productions on Twitter at Peaceful Sea Prod. And we'll take it into consideration and we'll pick our Drunkard of the Week each week. This week, it's from our very own Zach Varnell. It is not going to be our typical one, but we only had about 12 hours to prepare for this one. So here we go.
Welcome to Drinking with Hillary. I'm Hillary Clinton, and today I will be making my favorite cocktail, the White Ukrainian. First, we start with a glass of ice. I like a lot of glass and a lot of ice. Ice is a compound close to my frosty heart and cool, cold, frigid demeanor. Next, you'll want to pick your favorite Ukrainian vodka. Don't use Russian vodka lest you want to be complicit in the slaughter of bazillions of Ukrainians. Actions speak louder than words, and I want to see this war end. Look at me right in the eyes. Zoom in on my eyes. You can see I want this war to end. Like a raver wants to see the molly wear off before midnight. Who said old Hill can't make a few jokes? Well, anyway, we'll go ahead and pour that Ukrainian vodka. Use as many J words as you want to fill that up. It's really kind of up to you how much vodka would you like. I go a little heavier. Next, we'll need to add Kahlua. Kahlua is a rum and coffee liqueur made by our festive neighbor, Mexico. Mexico, I'll tell you a little story, is protected by Russian invasion by a little something we call the Monroe Doctrine. Oh, I've said it before and I will say it again. I love diversity. Just look at that rich color. And lastly, top it off with some milk if you can get your hands on the stuff. I mean, this stuff's like gold in the Netherlands. Well, with all the cows we're killing to save the planet, I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I've got a private jet waiting. Keep it running. Enough of these and we can forget the Russians ever contributed to anything. And just remember, we saw he died and then I came. It's the only way I can get it up these days.
Oh man, that's good.
That's our Drunkard of the Week.
I was just disappointed that she didn't put any hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
I'm wondering what Gemini would say if you asked it for the ingredients to a white Ukrainian.
What for $95 billion?
Where did our fearless leader go?
I don't know. What do we do without him?
It's pandemonium.
Awkwardly.
Yeah.
What do I do with my hands?
Car handled real good.
Right.
So now we're just gonna quote
supposedly, Hillary is already activating mechanisms again in case Trump wins somehow. You know, in case he both gets the nomination and wins. I'm hearing some things that, you know, she's already leveraging whatever power she has left in the intelligence agencies to throw monkey wrenches in his stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I don't
She's
know.
going to assassinate him.
Well, and then you got what General Michael Flynn has been referencing some Project Folsom. So basically, Obama, even though he wasn't clocking in at the White House every day, he was still running things. He set some things up, before he left office, that he was still basically running the intelligence agencies, because he had them tracking Trump while he was running for president.
Yeah, we're
after
aware
he
of that.
won, and even months into his presidency, and they were still answering to Obama and not him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
So just want to go down a rabbit hole at all. That would be the keyword search. There would be Project Folsom,
like Folsom Prison.
Yeah, but spelled differently.
Right? Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is it's FULSOME.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll go see what Gemini has to say about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
he just checked out.
I guess.
Compare Gemini with a white Russian and a white Ukrainian. See what it comes back with.
That'd be hilarious if even just the recipe for a white Russian was like, we can't provide that, but how about a black Russian?
Which is Ukrainian. No, how about a black Ukrainian?
Black Ukrainian, yeah.
Russian might be a trigger word also.
Oh man, yeah.
Sorry about that, y'all. I'm assuming y'all heard me yelling in the background.
Did you have cops show up at your door and just start shooting holes through your door? Or?
Fortunately, no. Had none of that happen.
That's what we figured happened. But
I had somebody came and picked up their dog, and I had no idea that that they were coming right now.
Oh, okay.
So I had
good planning.
To wrangle the dog, wrangle my dogs. I'm sweating. It took me literally 1 minute to start sweating profusely.
We were sitting here like, where'd he go? What do we actually do when Jake's not here?
Right.
I'm sweating. We were sweating too. So.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, let's get to our next one. I was going to get some more things on Assange, but I think this is a good reminder. Here we go. You can go ahead and hit play on that one. This is just they have one target.
Let me know when you get it.
Civilians around the target. And this is something that
Come on, fire.
Snowden uncovered.
Hey, Roger.
Snowden video.
Keep shooting.
There we go. Basically,
what did you say? There was one target and civilians?
One target and surrounded by civilians, and they just took them all out.
Jesus.
And that's something that Snowden uncovered through WikiLeaks. And basically what's happening right now is the U.S. is making a hard push to extradite him again.
Did you say Snowden?
Yeah. No, Assange.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
My bad. Assange. That's bad.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Just wanted to...
And then, what was it? It was Secretary of State Hillary Clinton at the time, right?
Yeah.
Didn't she come out and say that, well, you got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet?
That sounds about right.
There's, it's war. This is collateral damage.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's just one of the many atrocities that him and WikiLeaks uncovered and put out into the world for everybody to see.
Mm-hmm.
Most of which
worth noting that nothing WikiLeaks has ever put out has been proven false.
Correct.
Because they verify their information.
Yes. Yet he's still in a hole, basically being tortured. And I mean, all he did was be a journalist. I mean, it's horrific. And I
there was kid porn on his hard drive, man. Come on.
Well, no, they made those fake. They've made the fake rape allegations up, and then he retreated to the embassy, the Ecuadorian embassy, and hung out there for years.
Yep.
And then
went crazy in the embassy. I mean, he was in that embassy for a long time. Barely ever got to breathe fresh air.
Yeah,
it was like,
who wouldn't go crazy?
Was it like 6 years?
I can't remember the exact time frame, but it was a long time. Oh, interesting. I thought there was one.
Maybe they thought there was one.
Said they were all civilians. There was no legitimate target. And 2 killed were Reuters journalists. Goodness
Common mistake.
Gracious.
I mean, journalists.
Well, they were dressed like the enemy.
I mean, yeah, this isn't the biggest story going on right now, but I'd like to keep bringing this one up, or Assange, Snowden, any of these people, like Ross Ulbricht, all these people who people are generally sick of hearing about it or just forgotten about things. I think bringing it up again and keeping it in people's minds is a good thing.
There you go. Well, and even Irwin Schiff, for God's sakes.
I don't know Irwin Schiff.
No,
the dude legally evaded his taxes. He cited code numbers, brought legal precedents to many judges as to why he could not be charged income taxes. And the judge said, I agree with you, but we've got to make a statement here.
Yeah.
So you're going to prison. This is Peter Schiff's father.
Peter Schiff's dad, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He died in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died there.
Okay.
Died in prison for nothing. The judge even told him, like, you're innocent, but I'm charging you with this.
Yep. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So that happened. And I mean, what came of it, though, I mean, obviously horrendous for Irwin, but like Peter Schiff is a phenomenal advocate for alternatives, not including Bitcoin. I mean, he hates Bitcoin with a raging passion, but he loves gold and he loves silver.
He loves gold.
That's because he's stuck in such a boomer mindset about things.
Dude, I had to unfollow him. I had to or just mute him so that I would just not get enraged every time I opened up Twitter, because all he does is just rail on Bitcoin. That's all he does. It's wild. Every time Bitcoin just takes one little dip, he's like, here it is.
The last I saw it was like the day the ETFs launched and the price dipped a little bit and he's celebrating like it's some giant win. A week later, we're back up to 52,000 or whatever,
He's one of the primary reasons I became a libertarian, was because of like him going around in what were those protests? The We Are the 1%, Occupy. Occupy Wall Street ones, him going around to all those people and just talking to them about economics. I didn't know anything about economics. I definitely wasn't on their side, but I wasn't on anybody's side, and that was eye-opening. So for me, he's done a lot of good, but I had to mute him.
He understands, like, his general understanding of economics and everything like that, spot on. It's just
when you're wrong about every prediction you make for like 10 years straight.
Yeah.
He's a pro-gold Jim Cramer at this point.
Yeah, there's that. And then he's gotten screwed over with his banks just getting liquidated and everything else. But yeah, he hasn't been great with timing.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah,
his principles are spot on, but yeah, he's
yep.
Assange, is anyone talking to him these days? Like, how, what's his mental state? What's his physical condition?
I'm pretty sure he's been in solitary, right?
No, he's
solitary
not
before that.
He was for a while. He was in Belmarsh, which is like the super maximum security in the UK, but I don't.
He's super dangerous. He's killed a lot of people.
But I don't think he's in that level anymore. But he's but he's in court, and this is like the absolute final appeal to keep him from getting sent to the US. And I think I haven't followed it too closely of what was going on. I did catch like one snippet on Twitter where I guess one of the appeal judges asked the US lawyers if he were to be extradited, would there be anything stopping the U.S. from increasing the number of charges he's facing and possibly pursuing the death penalty, which the UK doesn't have? So that would be and I believe the U.S. response was, well, no. So
here's a question. Trump, I think, has said, or no, I know RFK has said out loud that he would pardon Assange.
I think there are people that were hoping Trump would.
I think
Trump's the one who started increase. Assange was arrested on Trump's watch.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was going to ask, what would be the best outcome or the best place to be at by the end of the year for Assange? Would it be here under a Trump presidency, or would it be to stay in Britain?
Argentina.
Yeah, I was like, is neither an answer?
Realistically,
Well,
of the two possible places he could end up, Britain or here, by the end of the year, which one would be better for his case?
well, if he's not getting extradited, chances are he ends up back in Australia. But
Well, that's not good. Australia sucks.
well, that's his native country. So, like, this is the end of it. If he's extradited, and I think Australia's been starting to lean on, like, hey, no, we want him back.
Oh, that's not great.
But
I don't like that.
That'd be the last place I would want to go, I think.
yeah, he was, but those sentences have long since expired.
Yeah.
But they've held him regardless because of this extradition.
Yep.
I don't trust the U.S. with it. I think I'd take my chances in the U.K. But
If RFK became president, I think I would trust him to pardon Assange.
Probably.
I don't know. I need that shit in
Libertarian
writing
candidate
like
became
ahead of
president,
time.
I think I would too.
Yeah. Do you think that's something that like all the Libertarian candidates would agree on in
Yes.
pardoning people like that? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, day one,
I think that was in the
Libertarian would
debate.
pardon Snowden.
I was gonna say I think
Ross Ulbricht,
it was
yeah.
actually I couldn't remember, but
Oh, for sure, 100%. There, Libertarians actually like all agree with each other on a ton of things. We just don't like to talk about those things.
Right.
Yeah, it's not even really a question about like the Assanges, the Snowdens, the Ross Ulbrichts. That's kind of a given.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, if we had a libertarian president, his first or her first 2-3 weeks in office would just be pardons. It'd be nope, that's dumb, that was dumb. Sorry.
Just get writer's cramp from all the pardons.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many people in prisons would be pardoned on within the first month of a Libertarian presidency?
It would be what Bill Clinton did times 10.
It would be a mass exodus. Like so many people would be coming back into the population. It would be wild. That'd be
how realistically, how fast do you think just being a libertarian president, like without the help of like Congress or anything, could you like turn things over on like nonviolent crimes and like drug, just possession crimes and things like that? Or would that take a lot more than just the president?
Because you can't mass pardon people, right? You have to pardon people individually.
You can't like yes to all like commit like what is that?
It's Control C, Control V.
It's like the Bruce Almighty.
If it was like federal charges or state charges, you could like lump it into like everyone charged under.
You could RICO
this code and subsection as follows, and then you just list all the names.
They have done that before. They did that. They did that with the marijuana law, right? That only ended up pardoning like 15 people or something like that.
Right.
That's so dumb.
That's so dumb. We forgot to give a shout out to the Hillary impersonator. Her name is Misha Pollan. She's on YouTube and she's freaking hilarious. I watched a few more of her videos since Zach sent us that one today. She's great, man. She's so good. So yeah, go check out Misha Pollan on YouTube. Let's go to OMG, Zach. Let's go see what OMG's up to. I love that O'Keefe Media Group did it that way. OMG. Boom. All right. IRS official Alex Mena, who worked in criminal investigations, says IRS, quote, has no problems. Actually, no.
Has no problems going after the small people, putting people in prison, and destroying people's lives.
What?
I like the Alden and the Chipmunks reading of this.
The Lollipop Guild.
Okay, would you prefer this? He says IRS agents
are assholes. They're the definition of an asshole. All of them.
OMG, as they do, the O'Keefe Media Group, they went undercover. They honeypotted this poor guy. Poor guy is a very loose term. This guy who very much deserves it for working for the IRS. And basically, if you watch the whole video, I mean, it's crazy how much he joyfully admit. We're not going to watch any of it because it's freaking 14 minutes long. But he is laughing as he's talking about how the IRS will just arbitrarily start targeting people, will come after you with force. He says all of them are assholes, all of them. I highly encourage you to go over to James O'Keefe on Twitter and watch this video. It's wild to see this guy basically bragging about how the IRS does all this.
It was probably better. It was better back in the days when tax collectors looked like birds.
What?
What?
Explain yourself.
Oh.
Gotcha. Okay, that was. Oh, that was.
Or it could be, because birds aren't real. It would be great if tax collectors weren't real either.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
let's make that happen. No, it's a 15-minute video. Everybody knows. I mean, no one likes the IRS. Who likes the IRS? Does anyone on earth like the IRS outside
the IRS
the IRS agents?
Yeah.
Remember when we were all told that the 87,000 extra IRS agents were going to be for improved customer service?
Yeah.
How's that looking right about now?
Yeah, right.
Zach says YouTube censored one of his chats again. Uh-oh.
I still think it was funny that one time when they took pictures and released that IRS training day or whatever, and they had like the wheelchair guy with the gun and
sorry, whiskey down the wrong pipe. Grumpy says tax collectors aren't people. I mean, kind of agree with you. Even Jesus agreed with you. So Jesus flipped those people's tables. I mean, he was.
There you go. And chased him out of the temple with a whip.
Chased him out of the temple, man. Yeah. That's exactly what we should do. Everybody get your whips. Let's do it. Brian says, what's the over-under on when YouTube is going to shut down this whole production?
Well, that is why we are streaming to Rumble also. Rumble.
Yeah,
you can
Brian,
say whatever you want.
Zach, all of y'all, you're commenting on YouTube when you should be commenting on Rumble. I know you don't like it, but it'll only get better the more people who use it. So use it more often.
Part of me is surprised it's not had the plug pulled already on it.
Dude, I honestly can't believe it. We might get pulled on Monday.
Okay.
Well, I have a Free Georgia podcast coming out that's all about medical stuff.
Oh, you've been saying that's
in Georgia.
Been in the works.
The medical stuff is going to be what gets us kicked off. That's generally what it does these days is talking anything about medical freedom. So
yeah.
That's gotten us most of our strikes so far. So
do we have any active strikes currently?
Yeah, until the 26th, and then it goes away. But I think it goes away
so
like
you hold off till Monday. Oh, really? You can snap back if you get another strike.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't go away for good.
No, you end up on like a shadow ban thing, and
oh yeah,
it's a long strike.
It's a long strike. Perfect. Well, I mean, I think this is the moment you've all been waiting for tonight. It's trivia time, everybody.
Okay, a win coming from the most previous winner, the last time I was on.
All right, let me get everything set up over here.
I'm 1 for 1 in 2024.
There we go. Now I can hear the music. That's much better. Apologies, y'all. It's taking me a minute. I have a different setup than usual. There we go.
Oh, wow.
All freaking right. We got a scoreboard up here and everything. Yeah, Steven, you missed last week, so you didn't get to see our awesome new, very not customizable scoreboard. All right. Hang on a second. Let me pull up my questions over here. All right.
We all have 0?
You all have 0 at this exact moment in time.
Tied for first. All right.
All right. Yeah.
There we go. The categories are this day in history. Since it was President's Day, we're going to go over the worst people to ever preside over this country. and alpacas. Random ass animal that I just decided. That's how that goes now. All right. Everybody knows the answer, or everybody knows the rules. Just do it. Zane has won 3 times. Audience, Zach, Alden, and Nick have all won once. And tonight is Steven's night.
Which is misleading because I've only played once. So I'm batting 1,000.
Yeah, I don't care what you're batting.
Is this going to be your version of me saying always claiming the audience victory from last year?
All right. Question number 1. Hang on a second. Have to be able to see the audience's answers. Give me 1 second. Audience, I got to be able to see you. There we go. All right. Question number 1. On this day in 1980, what event was dubbed Miracle on Ice? Zane.
The U.S. beating the USSR in hockey.
Y'all, why did you not know that one?
I was just slow.
Be the last one to answer that.
My first thought was Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan, but that was in the 90s.
I put my hand up.
Is that a miracle?
Yeah, she got away with it.
Fair enough. Oh my gosh. All right. On this day in 1978, the first GPS satellite launched. What was its name? Zane.
Drone Strike 1.
Incorrect. Steven.
Navstar.
Navstar 1 is correct.
Damn, I thought it was Flat Earth.
Bravo.
That's right.
Flat Earth.
Flat Earth 1.
So good. On this day in 1983, something called Moose Murders opens and closes. What was it? Zane.
What?
A Broadway musical.
Oh my gosh. How did you know that?
I've never heard this.
I never would have known that.
Go ahead.
I've never heard of Moose Murders in particular, but I have read some accounts of famous Broadway flops. So the phrase "something that opens and closes in one day" made me think of Broadway musicals.
Okay.
It's very true.
It's his favorite musical.
It was so poor that it closed before the show ended.
Oh,
is this like one of those producer situations?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think that they were trying to have it fail. There are some that are so bad that they close before they even technically open, because before opening night, musicals usually have like a week or two of what are called previews, where only like critics come and watch it, and sometimes they get such a bad reviews that they never even open at all.
Zach says, "Let's read it on the stream someday." All right. Question number 4. On this day in 2014, what kingpin is captured? Zane.
El Chapo.
El Chapo.
Joaquin Guzman. Come on, man.
All right. On this day in 1819, what territory did the U.S. acquire? Zane.
Louisiana. No, that's wrong.
Incorrect. I believe it was Nick and then Alden and then Steven.
I'm going to go with Florida.
Florida is correct.
On the board.
I was trying to represent as a ex-Floridian.
Yeah, well, you're a little.
I was so ready to say Ohio, and then I realized how dumb of an answer that was.
Yeah,
because it doesn't exist, you know.
Alden's too drunk already. That's why his hand keeps going way wide of the screen.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Question number 6. On this day in 1732, what future president was born? That was a tie. Tie goes to the Alden.
George Washington.
George Washington.
Okay.
Correct. Tie goes to the person who's not winning. That's
Underdog tiebreaker.
That's my new rule.
So it'll never go to Zane.
All right. On this day in hang on. There we go. On this day in 1959, Lee Petty wins the first iteration of what event? Alden.
Some more Florida trivia. It's the Daytona 500.
Bravo.
Oh, yeah.
Alden, bravo.
Oh, yeah. And it was on the sand back then, too, wasn't it?
It originally, there was a race on the beach. I don't know if the 500 was on the beach.
Okay.
But there was racing on the beach for sure.
Interesting.
Maybe it was, though. That would be interesting.
That'd be cool. On this day in 1997, British scientists were able to accomplish what feat for the first time? Zane?
Cloning.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Cloning a mammal.
Now,
Specifically
wait a
a
second.
mammal.
That sheep that got cloned, that doctor was from Cyprus.
Well, they did it in Britain.
Can I get a bonus point?
Dr. Xanatakos?
I don't know.
Whatever his name is?
I don't know.
Can I get a bonus point for naming the sheep?
Everyone knows the name of the sheep.
Dolly.
Oh. Never mind. Well, then, fuck you guys. God damn
Everyone
it.
knows that.
Oh, well, whatever.
All right. On this day in 896, Arnulf was crowned by Pope Formosus as leader of what nation? Zane. Gosh.
The Holy Roman Empire.
Oh my God. Okay.
The
Correct.
Mongols.
On this day in 1948, what country became communist after a coup d'etat? Ooh, all right. I love it when no one knows. Nick.
I'm going to go with Yugoslavia.
Incorrect. Alden.
Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia is correct.
Nice.
Bravo.
It was one of those obvious.
It wasn't obvious.
One was obvious.
It was obvious.
All right. So I came up with these. I ran out of time today. I'm just going to let y'all know that ahead of time.
So there's only one question.
None of these questions are actually about presidents sucking. I just wanted to make it clear that all presidents suck.
If there's a Monica
Woodrow
Lewinsky
Wilson.
question,
Right.
the other side.
All right. After one round, Zane has 5, Alden has 3, Nick and Steven are tied at 1, and the audience has 0. Question number 1. On this day in nope.
Nope.
Who was the first president to live in the White House? Zane.
John Adams.
Damn it. Yes.
Too easy.
Too easy. Okay. Which president was known as the Great Communicator? Oh my gosh, Zane.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Incorrect. Oh, Alden, you just switched sides, man.
Wow.
I couldn't hear.
You're like Pac-Man.
Hang on. Let's get okay.
What-
Alden, go.
Is it okay? The other Roosevelt.
It's not John Adams. What'd you say?
I said the other Roosevelt.
Incorrect. The Great Communicator. Steven.
Eisenhower?
Incorrect. The audience already got it.
Oh.
It is Ronald Reagan.
Oh.
Zach, I mean,
Thank you. The audience
Nick, what are you
gets
gonna
2 points for that one.
Oh yeah.
I was not going to say that, so.
Okay. Well, good. They got it
Honest.
for you anyway, even before you raise your hand. All right. Who was the first president to be born in a hospital? Alden.
Woodrow Wilson.
Incorrect. Was it Nick or was it Zane?
I actually know this one.
Zane, did you
Then it
raise
was
your
definitely
hand?
me. Yeah.
Okay, Zane.
I'll go on a limb and say Warren Harding.
Incorrect. Nick.
Jimmy Carter.
It is Jimmy Carter.
Wait, what?
He's the
first
president to be born in a hospital.
That's crazy.
Isn't that wild? Which
I was gonna joke and say someone from like the modern era of presidents, but I didn't think the answer was gonna come from the modern era.
Yeah.
I've
That's
heard that
insane.
one before somewhere. I knew that one for sure.
I knew that one too, actually.
Wow.
Which president had the nickname Colossus of Independence? Alden.
LBJ.
Incorrect. I think it was Stephen next.
Yeah, William Taft.
Incorrect.
Dang it.
Was it Nick or did Zane already raise his hand?
I had Thomas Jefferson.
Incorrect. Nick.
We'll go with GW.
Incorrect. It's back open to the floor. Alden.
I feel like I just want to say, wasn't Thomas Jefferson never a president?
No, he was.
What?
No, you're thinking of Hamilton wasn't the president.
Okay, then I'm disqualified.
Franklin. That's what you're thinking of.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Zane.
So
it's come up on Libations trivia before that James Madison was famously short. So maybe this nickname is ironic and it's James Madison.
like calling a big guy tiny in prison or something.
Incorrect. Nick.
Abraham Lincoln.
Incorrect.
I don't even remember the question.
Which president had the nickname Colossus of Independence?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Back open to the
Go them
floor.
all. We'll
And
just
the
get
hint.
there eventually.
Okay, Steven, go ahead.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Incorrect. Nick.
I want to go out on a limb and say Andrew Jackson.
No. Zane.
Ooh, that'd be ironic.
Oh shoot.
Three.
Truman.
Incorrect.
Oh,
Alden.
'cause
Eisenhower.
Incorrect. All right. The hint is he's already been an answer in this game. Alden.
Washington?
No. Steven.
John Adams.
John Adams.
Damn it!
Oh.
I like Zach's answer.
What is future President Camacho? All right. Final question of round 2. Which president was known for keeping a herd of Holstein cows on the White House lawn to supply milk for the first family? Alden.
Biden.
Incorrect. I wish that was correct.
Yeah.
Steven.
FDR.
No. Zane.
Warren Harding.
Incorrect. Nick.
William McKinley.
Incorrect. All right, I'm going to give you a hint. Alden, before you answer, I'm going to give you a hint.
Okay, yeah.
Zach, because I didn't know Alden.
Yeah, she was the cow, yeah.
The hint. The hint is his name starts with a W. Alden.
William Taft.
William Howard Taft is correct.
Dang.
Wow.
That's crazy.
They had to custom make the bathtub because he was big as hell.
Yeah. That one
did he actually have cows, or was that just him out in the yard grazing?
The reporter just didn't get close enough.
All right. After 2 rounds, Zane has 7, Alden has 5, Nick and Steven are tied at 3, and the audience has 2. It is literally anyone's game at this point. All freaking right.
And now we need to know about alpacas.
Talk about alpacas, y'all. Everybody's favorite animal. What is the native country of the alpaca? Alden.
Peru.
Peru is
Nice.
correct. Alden.
Alpacalandia.
What? 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 What is the term that applies to animals like alpacas who have multi-chambered stomachs for digesting tough plant fibers? Zane.
Oh no. Ruminants.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
It's
Good
not
job.
tasty
I'm pretty
tripe
sure I beat
critters.
Zane on that one to get the hand up, but
I do not think you did.
It's not reviewable.
Replay footage. It's within the last 2 minutes. It's not reviewable.
I watched. I'm pretty sure you did not, but I could be wrong. All right. Final question. The only 2 people that can win are Zane or Alden. We should do that, actually. Just cancel out you other 2 dum-dums.
Just fed them, you know.
No. I want y'all to spoil it for Alden. What is a group of alpacas called? Zane.
A herd.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, I was gonna
Really?
joke
It is
and
the
say, "Oh
obvious
my
one?
god!"
It's the
I was gonna
almost
say
didn't say it because it was too obvious.
alpacas.
y'all always guess the craziest things, and so I chose that one because it was so simple.
I was gonna. Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbefreaking-believable.
That
All
is
right.
upsetting.
Was that
I
a
didn't
gamer
because I was.
interpretation of what I look like.
What's that?
Was that like a gamer interpretation of what I look like?
I don't know what it does, man. I just know that it.
Why
creates
isn't he black?
some awesome AI?
How did you get it to make a white Zane? I don't understand. All of mine came out black. That's weird. Yeah, I was gonna joke and say herd, and then I'm like, wait, like I actually can win, so I suppressed the jokester urge, and I shouldn't have. Damn it.
Fail.
I know.
Fail.
That's terrible. Oh well. But
Well,
anyway,
I was
good
going to
job,
joke and
Zane.
say a
everybody.
pack of alpaca.
I want to know
I
the
like that.
history of how many second places there are, because I feel like I've had a lot of second places, which no one cares, but except for me. But
Well, you're gonna have to go through and watch about 40 episodes in order to
I'm not
determine
doing
that, and I'm not gonna.
I don't want to know that much.
When we get such a rabid fan base that people will want to know that, then our fans will go back through and go look at everything that we've ever done. Guaranteed, that's definitely going to happen. It's just a matter of time.
We just got to start spending that advertising dollars.
Yes. Yeah, we got to start spending that wine.
Yeah, I'll put one of my groupies on it.
Perfect. All right. What is our next dadgum thing? Man, trivia went quick tonight. That was much quicker than normal. I'm not prepared for it to have gone this quick. Oh, I believe we're going to be talking about what happened this morning. Let's pull it up. Put it up there, Zachary. I'll put it up there.
Is this the...
Oh, no. We're going to talk about Malay. There we go.
Oh, okay.
All right. So a bunch of people are trying to basically slander Malay, talking about how things are terrible. This pamphlets thing says 57.4% of Argentina now lives in poverty.
What was it a year ago?
It was like 55%.
Yeah.
Or about the same. Like it generally has not gone up very much.
It's within the normal range of fluctuation, probably.
Correct.
Yeah, and like I caught one claim that was like, while the Argentinian peso has declined in value, and the immediate rebuttal was, yeah, because everyone knew that there was a black market exchange rate and the fake government exchange rate, and Milei just removed the fake exchange rate so that it went back to the market rate.
Correct. Yeah, like he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, like that was like the dumbest attempt there, because it was anyone who's paid attention for 5 minutes on the subject knew that there was a black market rate, because that's how it always gets when you get price controls like that, and it was well reported. And
yeah. Lalbert Cascadian says, friendly reminder that Argentina is already poor due to its leftist policies. Correct. Milei has stated already his reforms will cause economic pain in the short term. Correct. Already seeing improvements in many areas, including inflation reduction, and cost of living is lowering steadily. You can go to the next tab, Zach. And this is what they're going to try to do. So you're going to have to look out for articles like this one that say the correct things. Argentina sees first monthly budget surplus in 12 years.
Afuera.
So yeah, they're going to be, anytime anything goes wrong in Argentina, they're going to say, well, it's because Milei is so radical, so libertarian that like those things don't work. It doesn't.
He has
work
such long sideburns.
He has such long sideburns that he can't govern properly. People are too distracted by his handsomeness. Just all these problems that they're going to come up with for Milei. And so I think it's important to like always remember that they're going to do that repeatedly, no matter what goes wrong there. It doesn't matter how small or how little at fault he actually is. Whatever happens in Argentina, they're going to blame on him.
Or they were spinning, positive things as negative, like the Well, one, I guess, like the currency thing, and also him firing a bunch of government employees.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
the
yeah.
leftists were not happy about that.
Yeah, but that's fantastic. Like
I know.
That's great.
Yeah, I heard that the total government expenditure has been cut by like over 30 since he took office. So
there we go. Yeah, no, things are going in the right direction. What'd you say, then?
So it seems like he's really the real deal. I know that there were some corners of libertarianism that were concerned that maybe he was a fake, but as far as it goes right now, he's the real thing.
Well, there's some corners that are still complaining about certain aspects of what he has said, and
look, there are some corners that are gonna complain about everything on Earth. So I couldn't give a crap what people in the far corners of the internet are whining about. I care about trying to convert and make people in the middle, that 80% that have no idea what's going on in actual politics. I want to talk to them and convert them to our beliefs. I don't give a crap about some idiot libertarians whining amongst themselves about anarchist crap. Let's just get.
This was more about Zionist.
I'll leave the show if that's the case.
This was more about, this is still the Zionist Ukrainian, seems to be falling in with the regime DC crowd a little bit complaints, but yeah.
Look,
it's minor to me. I don't. I'm more concerned about how these economic policies work and proving that actually, you're going to deal with the short-term pain, because as all the Austrian economists say, it's basically a heroin binge you're on right now with the fiat system, with the government printing, with the Federal Reserve, and just cranking that, just printing money, money printer go burr, and it's gonna be painful to get off that, but.
I love what Gerald Celente calls it. He calls it monetary methadone.
Good.
Yeah, you're gonna have withdrawals when you come off the monetary methadone.
That's very good. Yeah. Had something to say, and I just went straight out of my brain.
Every time I think of methadone, I think of the movie Trainspotting.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that since maybe college.
Been a long time. Yeah, that's probably when I saw it too.
It's a depressing movie, dude.
It's very depressing.
So above all else, Millet is at least maintaining his campaign promises.
Yes.
He said, when I get in, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. And so far, that whole first 100 days plan is going swimmingly.
Mm-hmm.
And he even warned against.
Back on topic, Stephen. I had enough hearing about these depressing art house movies.
We said one line about it, Zane.
That was already too much.
Trump versus the Chad Javier Millet. Goodness, we can't read all the little type, but we get.
Okay, so the Virgin Trump printed a shit ton of money, corporate bailouts, stabbed in the back by his own FBI, couldn't even repeal Obamacare, take the guns first, hates Bitcoin, gave Fauci a medal. The Chad Millet repealed 300,000 laws, fires parasitical government employees, hated by bankers, flew to Davos just to tell Klaus Schwab to go fuck himself, eliminated half the government in 2 weeks, trolls shit libs, loves Bitcoin, viva la libertad carajo, and literally a rock star.
Yes. No, love that. I think what drives me nuts is like the perfect is the enemy of the good. So all these libertarians or just people in general who thought Javier Millet was going to do every single thing that every single thing that they wanted him to do as a libertarian or as an anarchist is just not realistic. You can't always do every single thing, but the fact that he's doing so many good things that no other state leader has done in, I don't know, maybe centuries at least.
He's doing enough that it's still an interesting case study to follow.
Andrew Jackson ended the second bank of the United States. So
there we go.
Well, aside from Gorbachev tearing down the wall, what else has happened in our lifetime that was this pivotal?
Your lifetime.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, shut up, Zane. That is interesting. Like, we're like just flooded with information all the time.
Speaking of flooded, I'm going to get another beverage here.
Okay, go get another beverage. Thank you for interrupting my eloquent point, you twat. We're just flooded with so much information. I wonder how many events that have happened in the last 15 or 20 years would actually have been like written about in history books as this monumental historical event. Like would Javier Milei winning be one of those things that would have been written about extensively and thought about, like revered almost, as opposed to just another drop in the bucket of news and information that we get today?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Should you write a history book?
Again in 15 years.
I thought you were going to start writing a history book.
That too. So, and then the other part to notice about Argentina is that these leftists have been in power for what, 100 years plus now, a long time. We're talking multi-generational political dynasties have been made and maintained in the current structure that he is unraveling right now.
Yeah.
So whatever hooks they have left that are sunk into the economy, as he's sitting there firing them and taking away their power and wresting control of that mechanism back over to the people of Argentina, they're going to do what they can. They're going to use whatever leverage they have to make it hurt. Because then they can use that pain to say, this guy caused you that pain. Let's get rid of him and I'll make it easier on you. Don't you want to go back to the way things were? Why do you want it to be hard right now?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the other part that's going to go on is, they're going to use whatever power they have to campaign for themselves. Give us the power back,
Yep. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
We understand you're upset. Message received. Just let us keep moving and we'll make some changes.
Some quack says, today my bank teller told me we can't have nice things because billionaires keep their money. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, there you go. That's why there's a coin shortage.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Bank tellers, they clearly know how money and economics works.
Well, on some level, they could tell you the whole coin shortage thing was total crap. There wasn't a coin shortage. They were told to stop distributing coins.
There we go.
Hey, round up more coins and destroy them. Stop distributing them so much. And then, we're going to call it a coin shortage.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's all I got on Milei. I keep seeing negative articles written about him, and it's just so counterintuitive to how I think that I think it's good to remind libertarians that he's going to be constantly attacked.
Well, as deregulation continues, that's what they're going to say. They're going to say, the public transit system is not functioning as efficiently as it was before he came into power. Well, of course it's not, because he's trying to destroy the damn thing. He's wanting it privatized. Public transit is supposed to fall apart now, but they're going to use, it's all the spin. It's, the food stamp program is just not serving as many people as it used to. This many are estimated to be starving now. You're going to see stories like that. And it's like, well, of course, they're not feeding that many more people because he slashed their budget because now the farmers aren't being taxed and they can give the food away.
100%. Yeah, it's the Michael Malice thing. They're being factual but not truthful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep. Brian says we can interpret that to mean that billionaires tend to have political connections and siphon wealth through inflation and cronyism.
Not only that, Cantillon effect is a big part of that.
What effect?
The Cantillon effect.
The Cantillon effect. What? The people that have nice
closest,
dinners and learn manners and stuff?
The cotillion of it.
Those closest to the monetary spigot benefit from inflation before the money finally gets out to everyone else and they see the effects of inflation.
That's called the cotillion effect?
No,
Cantillon.
It's called the Cantillon or Cantillon effect.
Cantillon.
Named after the French-Irish economist, I think, Richard Cantillon or Cantillon.
If it's French, it's Cantillon. Yeah.
Well, but
Yeah,
he
but I'm
was
not
Irish,
saying
but
it
then
French
lived
way.
in French. So both of those two pronunciations are acceptable, but cotillion is not.
Anything but
Hey.
what Nick said, apparently.
I ain't saying it in a French way. That's stupid.
Why
Exactly.
are you calling me the Fed? I'm the one that
We're
pronounced it
promoting
right.
French.
You kept going on and on about France and defended France. That's why. No, that I didn't care for any of that conversation. Grumpy says the quinceañera effect.
The tortilla effect.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's go on to the next. Let's go on to the next one. This morning, a bunch of people woke up to their cell service being gone, and this is what we're told as to why it happened.
Morning, Oklahoma. Maybe you're looking at your phone and it's saying SOS. What's going on? My husband had that this morning and he's freaking out. And I was like, did you do your phone updates? No, this is all happening at 3 a.m. So we did that. Coming to work. He's not the only one, guys. If you're experiencing that, it may be a result of space weather. Okay, I'm going to do my best to explain what's going on. Let's go ahead and take a look. So there was a strong solar flare event that happened just after midnight, and they actually captured an image of it right here, okay? I had to look up this scale. I wish I knew everything about space weather. That's a whole different specialty. But R3, that's for radio communications. It's on a scale of 1 to 5, and 3 is pretty bad. That means it impacts radio communications for a few hours after this happens. And so right now that could be impacting some of our technology. And sadly, we're entering a solar maximum where we're going to see more and more solar storms, solar flares. And it's never happened in this time of human history where we're relying on technology like we have never before. So interesting time. Hopefully they'll fix it. But the good news is, at least when you're on Wi-Fi, you should be able to still text and call people, right? But there is an effect on radio. It peaked right after midnight. And there you go. A flare is an eruption of energy. You have these electromagnetic waves shooting towards.
I'm done. I can't with that.
Okay, let's explain why that's bullshit now.
It's called, first off, it's called the Maunder minimum. We are entering a dormant period of the sun, when activity overall is at a low, which means that what activity is there is the X-class solar flares.
There we go.
So to call it solar maximum, I don't know. Yeah, she obviously got up and smoked a doobie with her husband at 3 a.m. before
She
doing
didn't do anything. She was handed instructions, as we've seen.
Yeah.
Through all those compilations of videos where they
She's the person that says it's 70 degrees outside, and they're like, talk about space weather because it has the same name. Like
space weather.
Yeah.
No, that's really a thing. That's really a thing. You can look up the space weather dashboard. That's NOAA actually has.
I'm just saying, she sounded stupid. It sounded dumb. Don't say space weather and expect people to take you seriously. Just, you sound like you're on a cartoon talking about space weather. And she, not only here, Zach says she didn't believe it was a thing when she said it. It doesn't matter. She didn't even know what she's saying. She didn't understand a bit of what she's saying because all of it was nonsense. I mean, there are some specks of things that were true, but like exactly what you said about the maximum in the minute. Like she didn't know what she's talking about. She was just given instructions quickly right before she went on air. This is what you're supposed to say. So say it.
Yeah. Well, and you know, what she didn't mention too is, you know, typically, at least for North America, these X-class solar flares that we've seen in my lifetime are mostly in Alaska, the northern parts of Canada that aren't really inhabited, and the Arctic Circle. You know, they miss us. Now, there are some times where they're like, this could be the one. You got the Carrington event, right? That was in the late 1800s that melted the telegraph lines off the poles.
Yep.
Like wiped it all out for the entire country. And then there was one in the early 80s that melted traffic signals off of their bases. And that was in like upstate New York and southern Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is possible. It's highly possible. Newt Gingrich made it part of his presidential platform. You know, because back then he was saying that, you know, for $2 billion, we could insulate our grid. And it wouldn't just protect us from the X-class solar flares. It would protect us from EMPs from China, in North Korea, China. It would protect us from EMPs that could just totally knock out our grid.
I would argue it's like inevitable at some point, like a long enough timeline to have an event that knocks it out for either half of the world or whatever. Like,
well, I mean, just the law of averages. Eventually, it's going to hit your latitude and just screw you.
Yeah.
You know, what we get down here in our area in Georgia is just enough to mess with our navigation a little bit. You know, it'll throw off your surveyors.
I knew that was coming. Yeah.
Yeah. Leica Geosystems loves to use that as an excuse. Well, did you check the space weather for the day? It might have been a solar flare.
Well, it appears as though the NSA is looking into whether or not this was a hack.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the FBI and the CIA have testified before Congress in the last 30 days that it was the oh God, what's the Chinese group? I put it in our chat today. Volt Typhoon is a Chinese hacker group, and they were saying that they are increasingly penetrating our infrastructure. And it's not through direct hack attacks. Like, they're not getting through the firewall and stuff like that. They're compromising high-level users. You know, so you've got sysadmins, you've got network admins, you've got CEOs, CFOs that are dumb enough to click on the ad for the free Corvette or the naked lady in their area that wants to talk to them. And then there goes your passwords.
Well, Alden's screwed if that's the case.
Right.
Well, and as you mentioned, 2 days ago, AT&T launches first and only network with built-in security controls.
Fancy that.
2 days ago. Interesting. It's strange how that kind of lined up. Let's see. It says key takeaways. AT&T Dynamic Defense is the first and only network with built-in security controls, which means it's the first line of defense to protect your business. Well, it pretty much failed today. Security is embedded directly into the network without the need for extra equipment, and our on-demand product empowers customers with the security capabilities within 10 minutes, not weeks or months. So, I mean, basically, they rolled this out 2 days ago, and
oh, hey, go back to the article. Scroll down to the bottom too. This is the good part.
All right.
This is
scroll down to the bottom, Zach,
where it talks about where it's rolling out in certain areas on February 20th. It's near the bottom of the article. There we go. Market rollout. Oh, maybe it's not toward the exact bottom. There you go. Market rollout will take place in select locations, including DC, Dallas, Atlanta, Houston, Fort Lauderdale, Chicago, New York, Cleveland, LA, and San Fran. Oddly enough, the places that we got reported this morning were the greatest outages.
Okay, hold up. I have to stop you right there, because that list of cities is just a list of most of the most populated cities in the U.S. That's where they rolled it out, and that's where there was a lot of outages.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Coincidence. Fine. Totally fine. So here, there's two possibilities for this. Okay. Either you have some do-gooder techie in there that pushed an untested update and forced this rollout before it was ready, or forced, the wrong version of the file, put it over and push that out before it was ready. And then it just collapsed the system. Or Chinese malware was already in this stuff, or some other foreign actor was already in this stuff, unbeknownst to AT&T, we'll say unbeknownst, because we know they had a big Huawei contract back in 2018 that they had to cancel. So, Chinese stuff was already in there. They push out the update. The malware takes hold. 2 days later, massive outage.
Yeah. It's weird, man. It's weird. For me, it made me think, like, I know there were a lot of people, a lot of memes, especially online, very soon afterwards, of people being like, this is it. Like, it's time. We roll.
Yeah. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall.
So, like, how much would it actually take? Would it only take cell service going down for how long do you think? How long do you think before there's utter chaos?
When you say cell, do you also mean like GPS and satellite?
I just mean cell.
Just cell.
Like
we could figure out with
cell
just
phone
cell.
doing anything.
We go back to smoke signals.
Look, you, me, the 5 of us would be fine.
Yeah. No, I think that we wouldn't be fine. I mean, unless you're unless you think that just hiding out somewhere counts as fine. I don't even think that people who are prepared would be fine, because I think that being fine for most people depends on being able to interact with the rest of society. At least it does for me. Maybe the
But we
rest
still
of
gotta get to Montana and go live on Jake's property.
Under this hypothetical, you said just cell, so we can all still use the internet, right?
Correct.
Then we'll be fine. Like, I don't think just because you can't get a hold of someone on a cell phone only doesn't mean we're going to slip into madness. Like,
well, so get this though, because we're already at a point where certain parts of the country, you know, if you have a certain density of population, you call 911 and a pizza can get there faster.
Oh no, pizza's gotten really good.
So pizza's running really efficient. It's good business. You know why? Because they actually pay their people.
Yeah, I was gonna come to the similar line of
EMS services are totally price controlled. It's all government dictated.
Yeah.
You know, now if they pick you or me up, you know, minimum charge $3,000. It's $2,500 to get that thing to roll out of the lot.
It's an expensive pizza.
Yeah, amen. But it's already stressed, is what I'm getting at. You know, our EMS services are already stressed beyond comprehension. It was already going that way before COVID. You know, the COVID era, people just started leaving because they're like, I got to get the shot to keep my job that I already hate. Screw this. So they're leaving in droves because of that. And now you get this inflation that's baked in, and they have price controls that did not get adjusted for inflation.
Mm-hmm.
So now everybody around them is getting 10, 15, 20% raises over a 2-year period, and they're still making what they were 3 years ago. And
they should get in the pizza business.
And the company cell phone doesn't work. And screw this, I'm out. You know? So, I mean, that's one of the cascading repercussions of that. So it's like, I mean, like, we're fine. We can still conduct our daily lives, but you know, there's certain segments of the economy that rely on the ability to communicate like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I guess my hypothetical of just being cell phones is difficult to wrap your head around. What if we lost all communication?
That's
within a week.
Nothing
within
else.
A week, it's bedlam.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
3 days.
We still have our water. We still have power. We just
in 30 minutes, people are eating
internet
their siblings. Like, yeah.
30 minutes. You think it would go to crap that quickly if we didn't have
all communication?
All communication.
Well, the thing is, right, so many people require communication in order to work. That's like, if I can't use the internet, I don't get paid because I don't have a job.
But if you can't use the internet, neither can the bank, so they can't come and get you, and they can't come and kick you out of your place. Like, it applies all ways.
Yeah, the court systems to evict you aren't working. The bank systems for
everything's
payment
online.
Working.
So it's like COVID again.
With COVID, you had Netflix.
But COVID,
it's COVID without Netflix. Yeah,
Netflix was great in 2020. I do have to say that.
Yeah, I heard you.
I never did the whole lockdown thing. Like, I went to work basically the whole damn time. So
I want to see
I missed out on that whole.
I want to see a graph of like the porn usage during COVID.
I don't want to see that at all. not even a little bit do I want to see that.
200% higher.
Brian says the supply chain collapses and pandemonium ensues. Yeah, you're probably right about that. There'd be nobody would be able to communicate as far as like shipping goes. Shipping and receiving, that would be
food would not get places, and it would be really bad.
It wouldn't be within like a day or two. It would be, I'd say, a week or two.
Isn't that the thing that like in urban areas they say that, you know, if like the food supply system is shut down, then it's like within 10 or 14 days or something that people are like resorting to,
I think it's
cannibalism or something. Well, that's probably not true. Like, but
yeah, there's a pretty cool documentary called American Blackout. So there's actually two of them. There's one of them at a grid down scenario, and then there's another one about the 2000 election with the pregnant Chads. They're both interesting.
The hanging chads.
Yeah. But if you look at the one about the grid down scenario, they were talking about like within 10 days you're going to have cannibalism in your metropolitan areas.
That's maybe that's what I'm referencing. Because I remember 10 or 14 or something.
Yeah.
I saw a documentary called "I Am Legend" where he had a dog in his lap.
A documentary. Yeah.
I saw this really great documentary called The Purge.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're starting to sound like Austin Peterson if he was an anarchist.
There we go. Well, speaking of dogs, let's go to our next. Let's go to our next topic. No such thing as bad dogs, only bad owners. Biden's dog has been involved in at least 24 biting incidents.
It's 24 now?
Secret Service.
Oh my
God. Least 10 of which required medical treatment. Biden's detail even had to be warned to, quote, be creative to ensure their own personal safety.
You have to tape magazines around your arms like a zombie movie in the White House.
It's like every time this happens, they send the dog back to Delaware, and then like a couple of weeks later, they bring him back. He bites someone else. It's like this never-ending cycle.
In Biden's China, dog eats you.
I heard a story about this when it was like 11 or something. It was like half of this.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Why is that dog still around? Why is that dog still alive? If that was a civilian's dog, it would have been put down after the first bite.
Well, a Secret Service agent, like, I'm walking the dog and the thing rips my leg open where I need stitches. Yeah, I'm putting it down right there on the lawn.
That's Biden wearing a mask on the beach with his wife. What a freaking loser! Oh my god! What a loser!
It's for all the salty air. He can't handle it.
Oh my gosh. And she's not wearing a mask.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Go figure.
You know who should be wearing a mask here? The dog. Put a muzzle on the dog.
I mean, it is a Delaware beach, so you never know what you're gonna get there. I've got stories.
That's fair.
Syphilis.
I can't it's another one of these things that's rules for thee, not for me. Mm-hmm. It's like no other dog on earth, or at least in the United States, could get away with that. Like Alden, if Alden had a dog and he bit somebody, it'd be over. The dog would be done. But if the president's dog bites 24 Secret Service agents, it just keeps going about its day. Like,
how many times has Biden been bit by him, do you think?
He wouldn't even know it.
I don't think Biden interacts with a dog outside of press opportunities. Like, I mean, how do you have a dog running around that untrained?
Well, and when he's not biting people, he's crapping on the carpet and peeing on everything, right? Like, I mean, it's an absolute disaster.
How do you not have a well-trained dog as the president of the United States?
I think
it's a perfect metaphor for Joe Biden's presidency.
Yeah, the Manchurian candidate.
The dog is there as a scapegoat for when Biden shits on the carpet, that he can just blame the dog, so he has to keep this dog around.
There you go.
That's actually really good. I like that. Zach has a great point. How many people has Biden bitten?
And for when he starts getting feral. Yeah, exactly.
That's so good.
I don't know. Let's ask his granddaughter for one. Oh, sorry. I went over the top on that
one. I'm okay with it, though.
Yeah, it was just in the shower, so it's all right.
Yeah, fair. All right, we can move on to the next one. I couldn't believe that he'd bitten 24 Secret Service agents.
It's literally doubled since the last time I heard about it. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Okay, so this next one, this was a runner-up for Drunkard of the Week. Anna Paulina Luna introduced a bill to force members of Congress to fight on the front line in Ukraine if they vote for the $60 billion Ukraine aid package.
That's incredible.
Which I think is a fantastic bill.
Yes.
But also a waste of time and completely stupid. I think the only reason that people bring up these kinds of bills is to point out the fact that all these people are voting on things that could end in the demise of your children.
Part of me thought it was hilarious, and then part of me was like, damn it, I paid for that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But if she drew enough attention, she made sure you didn't pay for so much else that you didn't have to.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, I think it is a worthwhile use of time. I mean, just that tweet had 1.5 million views. That's way more productive than what most congressmen are doing.
I'll give it
it's
that,
a press opportunity, and it makes a point, just like Massey introducing a bill to end the Department of Education. It's one line. The Department of Education no longer exists. Or Grumpy is saying Massey has a bipartisan bill to audit the Federal Reserve. That would be
there you go. Yeah.
More reasonable. I mean,
what is it? HR 25 or HB 25, the Fair Tax Act. You know, that gets thrown in the mix every time, but which would require the IRS to be dissolved and the Federal Reserve to be totally dissolved eventually.
But also, you can't tell me she doesn't look like a psyop. I mean, give me a break.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Like, she's
Probably.
in full military garb. I don't know. She's a psyop. I mean, come on. Give me a break. Yeah. No, I just thought that was an interesting one. She was runner-up for Drunkard of the Week. And Zach now says he understands what Drunkard of the Week means now.
Yeah, I totally missed that. Yeah.
It's all good. Anybody out there who wants to submit to Drunkard of the Week, you can do it by tweeting at Peaceful C Prod on Twitter, Peaceful C Productions.
The hashtag Drunkard of the Week.
Drunkard of the Week. Maybe we
There you
should
go.
post that each week too. That'd be fun.
Conor McGregor thinks he still fights at the professional level.
Oh, Connor.
Yeah, Drunkard of the Week right there, you know?
Yep. I used to love Connor, and he's been going downhill. Although he's in a new movie that's coming out. I think a Guy Ritchie movie, maybe. And he might redeem himself in my eyes.
Well, there you go. But he's had about 12 too many proper 12s.
Yeah. That many.
To keep fighting.
100%. Yes. Yeah. All right. Next one. Some good news out of the state of West Virginia. New law in West Virginia eliminates sales tax on guns and ammo. How about that? How about that, y'all?
There we go.
Road trip.
The reverse Hank Johnson.
Road trip to West Virginia is in the works. How many guns and how much ammo are they going to sell to people out of state now? Like, it's going to be
more than they were.
Yeah. Anybody who lives on the border is now immediately going to go into West Virginia to buy weapons and ammo.
Now, is this still subject to a value-added tax or any other kind? Like, is this one of those gotcha things where it's like, well, there's no sales tax, but
yeah,
there's a user fee and a registration fee and a background check fee and
an out-of-state person's fee.
Yeah. Out of state.
I mean, I'm
a
less than an hour from West
fee.
Virginia where I'm at, so I'll head down and I'll check it out at some point.
Nice. Is it?
See,
I'm so terrible with geography right now. It is below you. Okay, cool.
It's below and
it's west of
to the
Virginia.
west.
Yeah,
because there's the panhandle of West Virginia that comes up.
Okay.
So like,
right, yeah.
Maybe I'm too far north on that, and I'm like, if you drew a straight line, maybe it hit Ohio, but I know once you're south of Pittsburgh, like
it's north of the rest of us.
In West Virginia is just right there.
Oh wow, yeah, interesting.
But
Here.
I wanted to point out if that meme came back up on screen, I wanted to point out the autist in the comments.
Which meme?
If the meme from that came back up on screen, I wanted to point out the autist in the comments. Ronan there. The song "Take Me Home, Country Roads" isn't actually about West Virginia, but Western Virginia. Don't believe me? Where are the Blue Ridge Mountains and Shenandoah River located? Which is legitimate.
Yeah,
there's the claim is like there's a very, very small portion of the Blue Ridge and Shenandoah River that like just touches into West Virginia. But yeah, those are not West Virginia geography.
I just thought of the scene from Dumb and Dumber where they go the wrong way. They're in like Nebraska, and he's like, I thought the Rocky Mountains would look a little rockier. That John Denver was full of shit, man. Oh man,
that's funny. I grew up watching the PG version of that movie, so
like edited for TV or something.
Yeah. So they said that John Denver's really full of it.
At least for that scene, they're facing away from the camera, so you can kind of get away with a dub more. But
yeah. See, the best one on that of the TV editing was probably Snakes on the Plane, where they changed motherfucking snakes on a motherfucking plane to monkey fighting snakes on a Monday.
Monkey fighting. I've never seen that. That's hilarious.
That's so bad.
My god.
All right, final topic of the night. We're gonna get through all of it. We're gonna get through all of it. How about this? Come on, Zach. Have it. Get it. There we go. Breaking news. Mayor Adams' plan is to give illegals $10,000 each with no ID check required, no fraud control, and no restrictions.
Doesn't this just mean that any person in New York could just get one of these? Or is there a reverse ID check where if you have an ID, you don't get it?
But what if you just don't show your ID?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, can you just say, I don't have one? Like,
just speak a different language.
Yeah.
There we go. So, yeah, but New York's giving away free money for anybody who wants it. You can just go up there, get $1,000 and
get $10,000, come back. The funny part of that.
Look.
Wait, go to New York to get the debit card, and then go to West Virginia.
There you go. Get a 14-foot box truck. We can all get $10,000. We can all get sales tax free guns and ammo. Come back to Georgia, and gosh, what a great road that is.
Another part of the debit card story, which was pretty funny, also, was that they said it was going to cost them $50 million to do. It turns out that was a lie, and it was going to cost them $50 million to just pay the bank. That was a no bid contract, and it really was going to actually cost $2.5 billion.
Perfect.
The $50 million was just what the bank made for facilitating it.
Oh my god! It's a $50 million fee to then pay for it, right? Okay.
And so, is this a one-time option, or is this like, because I've seen some people talking about $10,000 a month.
I was hearing that it was that it could be up to that it could theoretically be $1,000 a month or something like that, up to and be refilled. It doesn't seem like they have it well fleshed out, but also I was reading that they're not putting any sort of age limit restriction, so that's not per household, that's per person.
Okay.
That's family of 4 or 5.
Oh man, you get a free bus ride up here. You all get your $10,000 gift card, and then just go back home. Just party.
How do we get this money? They're going to be giving it away anyway. Let's just go friggin' get our tax money.
I guess we have to show up to what's the place they're housing them all? That Floyd Bennett Field, I guess, and go
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, we're migrants. Where do we get?
No, there's a big hotel in New York City.
I mean, elementary schools.
The Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah, it was like the Roosevelt something hotel or something like that.
If you guys
bottle exchange in Maine,
let's split up into groups here. Some of us should go to New York and try our luck with that, and the rest of us should go to San Francisco and just shoplift under $900 and just see who can get more.
I think they raised it to 1,000 now.
Even better. I'm going to go to San Francisco because I think I can do more damage there. Because you guys are going to get
a loan to get you there will be far worse than going to New York.
That's true.
Yeah, you're gonna cut into your profits if you.
This is like the Seinfeld where they're trying to take the bottles to recycling for 10 cents to Michigan.
So good. That's so good. All right, y'all. We've reached the funny part of the night. Not that most of this episode wasn't farcical in some way, shape, or form. I got 4 things to show, and then we'll be done for the evening.
All right.
Like the most on time we've ever been on this show. This is crazy. All right. Here's a picture of a man who tried to rob a bank after paying $500 to a wizard to make him invisible.
Is that time traveler guy who's running for president?
No, it's not the time traveler guy running for president. Goodness gracious. All right. This one
not drunk at all.
Yeah.
Reflecting when I thought about.
Hang on. Sorry. I hate that Instagram starts off as muted.
Mute, yeah.
You know, I was just sitting here reflecting when I thought about how cowboys say yeehaw and ninjas go hee-yaw. You know,
Brilliant.
I thought that was freaking great. Yeehaw and hee-yaw.
At White House Senior Living, our residents feel right at home. Our vibrant facility offers delightful activities and outings, round-the-clock professional care, and exquisite house-made meals.
Well, I've been eating everything that's put in front of me. I've been eating all Italian foods, basically.
And ice cream.
And ice cream, chocolate chip ice cream.
White House Senior Living, where residents feel like presidents.
Good God.
That's good.
Chocolate chip ice cream.
Oh my gosh. Here we go. Final one of the night. Dadgummit.
Muted again.
Start out is muted. F. I gotta pause. There we go.
Hey,
Even when
quick
you're
shout out to
fresh.
my future wife who's praying that I don't find anyone before I meet her. It's working. It's working. Stop praying now. It's working. Hey, quick shout out to my
Oh, nice.
Oh, I thought those were great. Y'all, we made it through episode number 63. Still intact, not banned. I got kicked off of a live stream on this past Sunday. Like,
Oh, wow.
YouTube cut me off in the middle of the live
Wow. Badge of
What'd
honor.
you say?
Did you say the V word?
I didn't say
Butthole?
anything. I used legally allowable content to use, and they said I was good night, Grumpy. They said I was using copyrighted material, which I was not. I was using like news and highlights.
YouTube doesn't understand fair use.
Yeah, no, it was very frustrating because for like 15 minutes my stream went off of YouTube and then came back. It was bizarre. So, but we made it through YouTube tonight. I didn't get any notifications that we got kicked off, which is fantastic.
I just want to get to episode 69 before we're fully shut down.
That might be the one.
That's the milestone.
Yeah, they'll shut us down at 4 minutes and 20 seconds on episode 69.
Perfect.
Yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Submit your nominations for Drunkard of the Week for next week, and we'll show it on the stream. We've got a new sponsor, Rabbit Eye Wine, sponsoring our show for the next 6 months at least. And we're going to have merch very, very soon. We have some pretty fun designs coming out for shirts and hats and shot glasses and beer steins and all sorts of great stuff.
Throwing axes.
Anything that we can possibly break over Alden's head, we're going to do that.
Can
So
we get a custom AR-15 made?
That's a high.
What about
when
custom
we
bump
hit
stocks?
when we hit a certain number of subscribers, then we'll
100?
start doing stuff like that. No,
1 million subs.
no.
We
Fewer
should
than
make-
a million, more than 1,000.
We should make customized every item that offends the government, like
Great.
that we can think of.
This is great.
Yeah.
Fentanyl.
Mhm. Yeah. Bump stocks, fentanyl.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Nuclear
Okay.
families.
Great. Awesome. All right, y'all. Make sure you tune in to Free Georgia Podcast Mondays at 8 p.m. Please go over to our Rumble channel. This channel will get banned. I know we joke about it a lot, but this channel will 100%.
No, I'm surprised it's
before the
not
end of
like
2024.
yeah.
And so starting Monday, I'm starting to talk about medical freedom on the Free Georgia Podcast quite a bit with You Are the Power. And it's just a matter of time. So go over to Rumble, make sure you're subscribed over there, because at some point we're not going to be on YouTube anymore.
Or if you want to see you get pulled off in real time, go to YouTube,
Yeah, you can do that for sure.
Yeah.
Just have Rumble as a backup at the very least.
Yeah.
We're also streaming live on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Peaceful Sea Network. So you can go to all those places and watch us live. And then we're on every podcast platform that there is. About 30 minutes after this show ends. So there we go. Tune in, Free Georgia Podcast, Mondays, 8 p.m. and Liberty Libations on Thursdays at 8 p.m. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Cheers.